call yourself a leader. From the statistics, apparently most people are like this crowd. They will not raise their hands to say that they're leaders. Now that's interesting because you've all come to an emerging leaders program, right? So all of you, in a sense, do have some kind of talent, something that you've contributed to society, some way in which you're changing the world, and that you're proud of it yourself, right? But something inside of you is telling you not to say that you are an emerging leader or a leader, because somehow society has taught you to believe that that's arrogant and cocky to call yourself a leader. But in reality, each of you be celebrating how you are changing the world. Each of you is responsible, otherwise you wouldn't be here today. If you weren't in some way doing something already that makes you feel really good, in some way that you're contributing to society and make a change. And if we don't recognize the leadership in each and every individual, we aren't able to tap into those people. And we aren't able to really bring everyone together to their full potential.
Our mosque has congregants that are highly educated. We're mostly immigrants and first-generation Muslims, and we value tradition.
Our organization is the Muslim Charity Group.
Okay.
So our aim is to bring about awareness of the plight of those in need and get Muslims to volunteer and contribute to the cause.
The Muslim political activist. Our aim is to engage Muslims in American politics and to fight for Muslim civil rights.
We're Masjid al-Sunnah, so we're the same masjid, and we need to ensure that all those, we're trying to fundraise, and we're also trying to get rid of Islamophobia
Okay.
by uniting.
I just like, yeah, I'm so bad. So I don't make a difference. Yeah. Okay. So you want to ask them? Okay, well then can we come to your event as like tabling and things like that?
Yes. Anytime.
So they're like volunteer weeks.
Yes, exactly.
Facebook, Twitter.
Do you know how business is done?
Okay, Facebook is good. Facebook, knocking on doors.
Okay.
What is a phone call?
Okay, nobody calls cell phones anymore. It's like a landline. No one answers. Yeah, no one does
The
that.
actual message.
So you guys are the rich guys, right? Okay, so we need members of precisely. So we're trying to establish some programs in the community. It's so funny that I'm playing this in the door. It's a real lot. It's so funny. Which one are you? So we are Masjid al-Ahmad, and we have collaborated with another organization called the Muslim Charity Group. So we actually have an alliance with the communities, and we're working on some inter and interfaith programs together this Ramadan. So we're hoping to have an end of month banquet together. So for that, I'm looking for
Song, do you guys have a moment for us?
Sure. So the service program that we're actually
We're the Muslim political activists. We're trying to engage
that's where
Muslims
the
in American
other organization
politics
comes in. We're
and
gonna
the fight for
do
Muslim rights.
project downtown, programs downtown.
We don't identify with any Muslim
We're using them as a liaison.
We're here to help them as well. And obviously, the only way we have a voice heard is through numbers. So all we need is just
So you need funds for what? What are you going to do with the
it's actually information will be held so they need and also
And our aim is to because I mean, like,
So that money is going to be going back into
trying to get
for all your points, for all your points. But that's the problem. That's the problem. That's the problem. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
if you could just sign up, you only have to fill out
you get to name one.
Yeah, that's
I'm paraphrasing. I'm not sure. I think that will not go unrecognized.
It's to end Islamophobia. So you know, there's a lot of hate against us, towards us in the media. So by doing, by achieving that, we're inviting all the faiths to our iftar and like to feed the homeless, so we can work together. We're also going to have like a Eid fair where everyone's invited, and pretty much like the political activists are our connection. So they're going to help us get can't go on forever. Unless you can just say, okay.
It's okay. It's okay.
Mudslinging. I refuse to participate. Somebody said
half the month and get the half just to break with them.
So basically, you both tied, right?
No, this is
One of
not.
you got more money, less membership forms. The other one got less membership forms, more money. And then you both tied on the event. So congratulations. Okay. Now here's the thing. What did you guys learn from the event?
I think that it's a great exercise in working together with other communities on any platform. Unfortunately, we felt we were kind of stiff-armed and not really heard very clearly. So in the future, we hope some of our people. Right now, would listen to us. That would be great. But it's a great.
They really wielded a lot of power in a select masjid that didn't allow us entry, so we severed ties.
And we negotiated 3 times, and we compromised too, and we still got a cold shoulder.
So basically, it was that you weren't allowed into the masjid?
Exactly.
Okay.
They wanted us to vote for Ted Cruz.
Oh, I definitely said Donald Trump, bro. I definitely said Donald Trump.
People were really open about it, and
People were open?
they really wanted to give back to the community and be together with like the Ahlul Bayt and the Sunni,
Okay.
have an iftar. So they were open about that.
I truly felt that I belonged because the way she presented herself is she kept on asking how I felt, what was my perception, and what I thought was the best idea. And so when she talked about charity and everything, she was asking me, what charity do you think would be a good one to do, although we have this. So the interaction and she just won me.
Okay.
I felt I belonged there.
Thank you. It's very helpful. Any other comments?
So I think this was a great exercise. Like, one of the reasons why I think it was great is it forced Sunnis, Shias, people you didn't know before to work together. And hopefully this will be ties for the future. Just one feedback. I think when you give the first statement that this is what we do, it has to be concise and it has to you have to mention your main point because you have a very little amount of time to convey what you're doing. And it's important to get a very concise message in quick.
There's a lot of different dynamics that go into getting events done. It's a lot of hard work and a lot of effort, and sometimes you really have to bite your ego and things like that. You have to be self-sacrificial to get the bigger picture done. To see that's really important. So.
Anyone else?
It was difficult to work within our own mosque because even though we were the same organization, working with the city mosque was just as difficult as working with the Shia one. Actually, the Shia one was really good.
So sometime,
But
so what, I don't know if everyone could hear what she said, but she was saying working within their own congregation was harder than working with the other congregation, which was more open to them, which was very interesting. And that's the Muslims family, so that's very interesting.
I just
Yes.
add one other point, when you guys organize events for us spectators, usually, a congregation just hears the event and it sees the flyer, and oh, okay, let's just go this such weekend and let's just show up and go to the event. Little do they know that the amount of weeks of planning or long hours of conversations as to the direction of the event, who's going to be there. There are hours of work with lots of people, lots of resources, and I think sometimes congregations forget the fact that a lot of people are a lot of man hours behind it. So it's good, just kudos to you guys to keep going, however it is.
So with with that, I'd like to thank you all very, very much for being a part of the simulation. I really hope that you discovered the lessons, from really interacting and being a part of it, and appreciate what UMF does. Because what we do is try and get all of you to work together. It's just very, very difficult, trust me. And you can see why, because there's so many things that play into it. So, inshallah, with your du'as, and we hope you'll all, think about being members, volunteers at UMF. We have a lot of things that we do, and it's always unity through community service and community development. With that, I would really like to thank the HIC and invite the president, Inayat Wali, to come up and say a few words, followed by Emerge, who I would really like to thank for giving us the opportunity to do this event here and to let us welcome you here. Thank you very, very much. And when you do leave, there's brochures and there's free t-shirts, so help yourself.
Assalamu alaikum, everyone. On behalf of the Managing Committee of the Husseini Islamic Center, I'd like to welcome you all. It was really a great opportunity for us and a wonderful event to be a part of and witness myself. So thank you, Sister Masuma, for giving us the opportunity. It's an honor for us to host this event, and Brother Tamim as well. We got a chance to meet today for the first time, and we couldn't stop talking all this time. I mean, it's been so many ideas going back and forth, and I just want to say a couple of things. One is, we've been here for so many years. HIC has been instituted for about 20 years, and it just amazes me how things are just finally starting to kind of come together. We have a very dynamic young generation that's starting to take leadership roles, and I believe this is really that pivotal point in our generation when we're going to see some fantastic things happen here in Central Florida and on a national level with Emerge USA really taking a big step forward. So it's amazing. I also want to say to the leaders, our emerging leaders, we are a pretty young committee that's come in, and I will tell you this, don't be afraid. In whatever ways you move forward, this is just a stepping stone. All the things you've kind of acted out here are really just an exercise in what's going on in the real world. So it's exciting to see this all play out, because as you're talking to us, and I was sitting with our Vice President, Brother Zahir, and we're just like, yeah, this happens in our managing committee meetings, and we get approached for funding all the time, and this is real life. So kudos to Sister Masuma for really putting this together. You'll walk out of here, I'm sure, as I did personally, with just so many good learning experiences. So thank you. We look forward to more of these types of events, and I really hope that we can come together as Muslims in this Central Florida area and abroad to do some great things. So thank you.
Thank you. Would someone from Emerge like to come up? Anyone?
Well, I guess first and foremost, just want to say thank you. Thank you to everybody for your hospitality. This has been amazing, and I think I'm very touched that we're strangers to all of you. Our Emerging Leaders Program, pulled from Tampa, from the Orlando area, from South Florida, and then you opened up your doors, you're welcoming us, and the food and everything. Very touched, and I want to thank you all. And inshallah, this is just the beginning of longer term engagement. I think with the Emerge USA and also with the great conversations that had with Inayat here, looking forward to really kind of building capacity, and ultimately, it doesn't really matter in terms of these differences that have historically existed in the past. Shia, Sunni, whatever it may be. At the end of the day, we're all Americans, and then inshallah, making a better America is going to require all of us to be together, and I think that's also going to combat Islamophobia. And and then inshallah we'll continue to pray for all the politicians, wherever they are, and inshallah we can be able to influence that process. I also want to introduce everybody to the Emerge USA team, the Florida team. Ghazal Islam, who is the executive director here for Florida. We have Sister Yemen, who is the Orlando regional coordinator, who's going to be really the point person to really bring inshallah our programs to you. And then our Florida Government Affairs director, Tamara Ayan. And she's been working hard, advocating for the American Muslim community in Tallahassee. So we look forward to working with you in the future. And again, Jazakallah khairan for your amazing hospitality.